verse 10.
The men did accordingly. They took 2 cows that had calves and hitched them to the wagon, and the calves they pinned up at home. Then they put the ark of Jehovah on the wagon, as well as the box containing the golden mice and the images of their piles. And the cows went straight ahead on the road to Beth-Shemesh. They stayed on the one highway, moving as they went. They did not turn either to the right or to the left. All the while, the lords of the Philistines were walking behind them as far as the boundary of Beth-Shemesh. The people of Beth-Shemesh were reaping the wheat harvest in the valley plain. When they raised their eyes and saw the ark, they were overjoyed at seeing it. The wagon came into the field of Joshua, the Beth-Shemite, and stopped there near a large stone. So they chopped up the wood of the wagon, and they offered the cows as a burnt offering to Jehovah. The Levites took down the ark of Jehovah and the box that was with it, which contained the golden articles, and they put them on the large stone. The men of Beth-Shemesh offered up burnt offerings and made sacrifices on that day to Jehovah. When the 5 lords of the Philistines saw it, they returned to Ekron on that day. Now these are the golden piles that the Philistines sent as a guilt offering to Jehovah: 1 for Ashdod, 1 for Gaza, 1 for Ashkelon, 1 for Gath, 1 for Ekron. And the number of the golden mice corresponded to the number of all the cities of the Philistines that belonged to the 5 lords, both the fortified cities and the villages in the open country. And the large stone upon which they rested the ark of Jehovah serves as a witness down to this day in the field of Joshua the Beth-Shemite. But God struck down the men of Beth-Shemesh because they had looked upon the ark of Jehovah. He struck down 50,070 among the people, and the people began mourning because Jehovah had struck them down with a great slaughter. So the men of Beth-Shemesh asked, "Who will be able to stand before Jehovah, this holy God, and to whom will he go away from us?" So they sent messengers to the inhabitants of Kiriath-Jearim, saying, "The Philistines have returned the ark of Jehovah. Come down and take it up with you."
I'd like to thank you, Brother Crossman, for that really good reading. I got to ask you, were you a little nervous today at all? Yeah? Okay, well, that's totally normal. But if we look on page 135 of our ministry school book, under the point of poise 16, it says, "If we stand, move, and speak in a calm, dignified manner that gives evidence of composure." And even though we might be nervous, we want to have that poise to show that we're not, because then people aren't distracted by us, by things that we're doing. And you did an excellent job with that. Even though you might have been nervous, it was very obvious that you were really working on poise. I noticed when you first came up here, you just didn't just start reading right off the bat. You took a couple seconds to just stand there, make sure your book's there right where you need, and then you started. And that's what it says here on page 138. If you feel nervous, pause and take a few deep breaths before you go to the platform, and then endeavor to relax your entire body. So you just took a couple seconds just to settle, and then you went at it. And then, I was watching you as you were giving your talk, and you weren't moving, you weren't shifting your weight. You looked exactly the same the whole time out there. So you weren't having, like it brings out here, there can be physical symptoms of being too nervous, and you didn't display any of that. And your voice was solid, just as it was your movement too. So it's obvious you put a lot of practice into that. So you were really poised tonight. You're becoming a really good reader. So I want to thank you. You did an excellent job of that tonight.